Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Excited to connect in with you. And can you believe it's June already? We are almost or exactly at 6 months through the year. Can't believe we're already at June. And I think this is a really good time for us to stop, pause, and just check in. As we recenter and look ahead at the remaining months of this year, we want to make sure that we are continuing to move forward on those things that matter most to us. Are we tapping into our resilience when unexpected things come? Are we clear on our definition of success and able to lean into that in any season? Are we remembering to stop, pause, and listen as we navigate forward? And in June, I really like to look at the summer months. How are we stepping into center stage and shining? How are we doing that? Not someday, not when we achieve one more thing, but how are we leaning in and today making choices, today showing up in a way that people know what matters to us. And they can see that by our actions, how we are choosing to navigate. Today we have two amazing guests. I know you're going to enjoy meeting them. They, to me, embody resilience and overcoming and really clear on what success means to them. And day after day, making choices that align with that and continuing to show up powerfully. Now, I know we're in for a treat today. I'm looking forward to the conversations. And as we start today, I wanted to take a moment and stop, pause, and breathe together as we connect in. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose, all the way to your toes. Even wiggle the toes, make sure oxygen's getting in there, and then breathe out like through a straw. And just notice how just that breath, that mindful breath, can help slow things down a little bit, lighten kind of the load that we carry, give us clarity just by pausing and breathing. And it can feel so good and nourishing. So take another beautiful breath in. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes as you breathe out, knowing that you are safe, that this is your time. And as you breathe that in deeply, what is it that matters to you? What is it that is important to you? How are you defining success in any season, regardless of what is going on around you? How are you defining success? And are you tapping into your resilience to move towards those things that matter most to you? Just check in and see. Sometimes we forget how resilient we are. And I know each of you listening are, by the very nature that you are here today, connecting in, that you have come through all you have come through to be able to come and join in with us today. I know you are resilient and probably even more resilient than you know. Trust that. Take that in. And as you're pausing, breathing, reflecting, what is it that you need today that will encourage you, empower you, support you? What do you need today, real time, to support you on your journey? Just listen and receive. Beautiful. Let's take another deep breath. Come back into the room. Eyes fully open. Beautiful. And we're going to go around our virtual room and just see what was laid on your heart and our guest's heart as we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So with that, Sheldon, I'd love to start with you. What was laid on your heart?
Well, thank you so much.
Sure.
It's always great when we connect to our heart. I believe we need to embrace our challenges in order to accept the reality that we have the resilience to reach our own true inner greatness.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I can feel that truth in echoing out in what you shared. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Janet, how about you? Absolutely. What was laid on your heart?
Well, I have a lot of quotes that pop up whenever I meditate, and my very favorite right now is, "It is never too late to be what you might have been," from George Eliot, who was a woman author, actually, and being an author, that speaks to me tremendously.
I love that. Do you mind saying that one more time?
It is never too late to be what you might have been.
I love it. Starting now. Perfect.
Starting now, today, in the sunshine.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And listeners, how about you? What was laid on your heart as you listen to Janet and to Sheldon and reflect on some of what I shared in the opening segment? What has been laid on your heart? I know for me, I recently went on a trip to Alaska and really enjoyed it. It was a cruise. We got to go to all these different ports, and I forgot to rest as much as I should have, paused as much as I should have. And so towards the end of the trip, I was reminded, and you probably still hear it in my voice a little bit, to stop, pause, rest, and rejuvenate, to allow myself time to take in everything I was taking in and allow my body to catch up. And so as I have come home, I'm getting to rest a little bit more and allow my body to further heal from all the excitement as I lean back into our normal rhythm every day. And so it's been a great reminder to me to remember to pause, to remember to rest, and to trust that everything will get done that needs to get done, even as I'm pausing a little bit more as I recuperate from an amazing trip. And I am so thankful to have gone on it, and I'm really excited to be able to connect in with each of you today. So as we go to our first commercial break, I want to encourage you to stay present. This time is for you. It's an opportunity to be, to pause, to breathe, to take in the insight you gained when you stopped, paused, and listened. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at Facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that opportunity to stop, pause, listen, and really be present with yourself. So often we have so much pulling at us, so much calling for our attention. We can stop hearing ourselves think. We can stop hearing that still small voice. And so I encourage you, during our show, we've built these 2-minute moments for you, opportunities to be present, to listen, to receive, to process what is being shared with you and what is bubbling up from within you. So I encourage you, enjoy those moments. Drink them in deeply. I know they will richly support you. I'm excited to continue our conversation about being resilient and really showing up in our life, looking at success in any season. And I'm really excited to introduce our first guest. You heard from her a little bit in the opening segment. Her name is Cheney, and she is a #1 international best-selling author, a speaker, and an overcomer of so many things: abuse, loss of a child, an eating disorder, loss of a spouse, being adopted, and how that story unfolded for her. And she is absolutely passionate about helping you overcome too and shine. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Cheney to the show. So excited to have you joining us.
Thank you. What a great intro.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you joining us, and I wanted to start with one of your most recent successes, your book that you released. It became a #1 international best-selling book. It achieved all these different best-selling categories around the world in multiple countries, and I wanted to congratulate you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very humbling.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about. What has that been like, bringing your book forward, and it shares so much of your own personal story? How has that impacted you? What has that been like emotionally and spiritually to share in that way and have it received in such a powerful way?
That's such a great question. Thank you, Rebecca. I think before I got published, one of my fears was that it would change me into this megalomaniac kind of self-focused person. And actually what it's done, besides giving me a feeling of groundedness and confidence, because I've dreamed of this since I was 14, it's made me realize that real success means being of service to other people in a good way. And I hope that the book will reach those people who need it. And that's all I really am interested in. So it's brought that into clarity for me.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And so this has been on your heart since you were 14 years old, this book, and bringing a book forward. And I'm curious, why this book? How did you know this was the book to bring forward and this was the time?
Well, I started it as just a story about my life for my sons, because most people who are parents know your children see you in one element, in one direction. You're the parent. They don't recognize that you had a childhood and teenage years and all of the rest of it that brought you to where you are today. And when I went forward to get further education, I started it. I wrote 50 pages. Then when I married the love of my life, he said, "So when are you going to finish that?" I said, "Well, I've rewritten it 50 times." He said, "Get somebody to help you and make it a book." Really? He said, you have a great story. Get it out there. Many people will benefit from it. So that's how it started.
And you followed it through and brought it forward. And I'm curious, because I think as an avid reader, for those of us who are readers out there, we love books and read them, but we don't always realize all that goes into creating these books that we love and enjoy.
Right.
And I know I've had the honor and privilege of working with you in different authors on the journey and getting to see that experience. And so as you went through it, I'm curious, I know it takes resilience, it takes determination, it takes overcoming all of these things to have a story become a book and then to release it and have it received in such a powerful way. So as you reflect back on that journey, any tips or pieces of advice for people that have that seed planted to share their story?
Well, for me, I needed somebody that would direct me because I didn't have a clue what I was getting myself into. And I certainly didn't have the capacity at that point to do it on my own because I didn't know how to go forward and write a book. So the first thing I would say is if you're struggling with that, get somebody that you can trust who's knowledgeable that can help you to accomplish getting the book out there. Second of all, know that it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's going to take time, and you just process as it appears. You do one step at a time. And remember why you're doing it. If you're doing it to make money, you're not going to be happy. Money can't be the goal. But if you're doing it to educate or connect, show that vulnerability is wonderful, be able to be of service to other folks who may have similar goals, then do it for that reason.
Beautiful. Great advice. Thank you so much for sharing. As we're reflecting, we're looking back on the journey, I'm also curious, is there a favorite moment, something that I know there are many, many moments, but is there one that's standing out as you just glance back at the journey today, something that's standing out that either a special moment you carry with you or something recently that happened that is just so exciting to see come forward?
Oh, I have so many. One that happened just this last weekend at my church, a gentleman who's very professional, very conservative, not an oversharer like me who wants to talk all the time. He just, a very good person who's doing good with his life, came and said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. He said, I just finished reading your book. Okay. He said, you're a fabulous writer. And he said, I was so moved by the parallel experiences that we've had. Now, he didn't expand on that, but he just said, I'm so grateful that somebody has had the courage to tell their story because it made me realize I'm not alone. And I cried all the rest of the day.
Wow.
That was so touching and so heartfelt.
Thank you for sharing. So beautiful. And I know one of the things you shared with me on the journey and your why, one of them was that you're wanting to make a difference for one, and you were hoping that this book would go out to people that it could really support and serve, and that was really important to you. And every time we talk, Janet, you have one more story of hearts and lives touched, and it makes my heart so happy. And I hope you just keep drinking them in and letting those tears flow as your book continues to ripple out.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
And can I just say,
absolutely,
one more thing? It's never too late. I think we're all here, regardless of your age. We're all here for a reason, and it's very important to find out what that is, what your destiny is. So your age doesn't matter. In fact, I think being older is a great advantage, because you've lived a lot of life and you have a lot to share.
I love it. Beautiful. Well, this actually segues to my next question. It's like you could see my notes. It's great. I love it. So looking at that, it's never too late, really bringing those forward things that matter to you, your purpose, living on purpose and mission. What is your definition of success, and how has this awareness helped you overcome, navigate, keep taking steps forward?
Well, as you get older and you have older friends and you see what their lives are evolving into, it's helped me to take a look at my own life and decide, I'm still here. And I'm retired. I could go play golf all day. I could go on vacations, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all need time away. I could spend my time watching television all day. But I have this inner passion to feel like I'm here because God has allowed me to still be here. My health is great. So what am I going to do with that? Where can I go to use that passion? I've had tremendous people come into my life at different times that have helped me to be who I am today. I want to do that too. And that's the definition of success for me, is going forward and using what I've learned that maybe will be of use to other people.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And that leads me to my next question then. Wonderful. And
good.
Knowing that and your gifts and your talents and your abilities and all of your journey, all of the life you've lived and brought forward, do you have plans, next steps, or the things that we can be watching for that you are working on and stepping into?
Oh, yes.
Share. I love it.
Yes. I'm actually, because of the church I belong to, I get an opportunity to speak quite a bit, and I'm very comfortable with that still. But as you know, there are different audiences and different groups of folks out there that maybe would also be interested in hearing something that I've said about my journey, about learning that what you have to offer is not an accident. I don't believe in coincidences. And so I'm taking speech classes right now to learn how to maybe give a TED Talk or a TEDx talk.
Nice.
To go out into the world and share myself for my real self, my genuine, vulnerable self, to see if I can help other people that have a desire to do that, but maybe haven't taken a step. Maybe I can encourage them.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing. That's exciting, and we'll be watching for you out there in the speaking world. That's beautiful, and those TED Talks. Well, absolutely. As we reflect back on our conversation, the time goes so quickly. I wondered if you had one more thought or share on your heart that you'd like to bring to the conversation. I'd love for you to share.
Well, I'd say know that you do have the ability to refocus and change, Give yourself credit for being smart and determined already. You've lived through a lot, and you've changed and grown already. So no matter what your age or your background is, go forward and do something, be an influence for good, wherever your environment, your circle of influence can be.
Beautiful. Thank you. And we are far more impactful than we know. Mm-hmm. And I think we sometimes forget that. And every day we have moments and opportunities, whether we're on radio or we're standing in line or at a stoplight, to echo out those things that matter to us and have that influence for good in a positive way. Or we can choose to echo out other things. We have choice. But whatever we choose, we are echoing out. We are sending out messages and energy and thoughts and feelings, and how we show up truly matters. And I celebrate you and all that you're doing to go out there so proactively in the world, and that encouragement to our listeners. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Janet, for sharing today. And I celebrate
share just a really quick story?
Oh, sure.
You know, I would like to say also that doesn't mean you have to write a book. I had an experience where I've tried every day to say something kind or nice to somebody somewhere. And I went into the library, and the woman behind the desk checking me out, I said, "Gosh, you have such beautiful hair." And she leaned over quietly and said, "It's a wig. I just recovered from cancer." And she said, "Thank you for saying that." And, you know, it was a tiny thing on my end, but it made her day. So you can be an influence for good no matter where you are or what you're doing, like you said, in the grocery store line.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. Beautiful share. And listeners, as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you to think about some of what Janet shared, that it's never too late to be who you want to be, to step forward in that way. You can start today, not someday. You can start today. So as you reflect over these 2 minutes, I want you to think about, write down 1 or 2 things that you can start doing now, today, to be that ambassador for good, to bring forward the gift of you, to share a little bit more of who you are with the world in a positive and powerful way. We look forward to continuing our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Birdie told me Voice America is on X. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you become a member yet? Sign up now to become a member of Voice America. It's always free and easy. Plus, you get to take advantage of some great member benefits. Get unlimited access to millions of hours of on-demand content across all of our channels. Keep track of your favorite episodes, shows, and hosts in your own customizable library. Find out what shows you might be interested in based on your favorites. Plus, you get insider access with our newsletter. Membership gives you more. Sign up at voiceamerica.com and click Register at the top right.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and had an opportunity to really reflect on all that Janet shared and what maybe touched your heart or your spirit as she shared. It's so important to capture those moments and take a moment to breathe them in and really drink them in deeply. I find that's the trick to bringing things forward, is remembering to pause, drink in fully, and then take a step forward mindfully and purposely. So as we come back, I also wanted to pause and share about a special product that I recently discovered. You've heard me talk about it on a few of our episodes, but it is a product that I am really enjoying, and I wanted to share. When I discover something like that, I wanted to share with each of you. So Tech Team, if you could share about City Lips, I would appreciate it. I'm really excited to share something I have discovered. I have found that sometimes my lips are dry. I struggle with dry lips, and I find as a speaker and as a host that it's really important to have lips that are moist and plump. And so I'm really excited about a solution that I have discovered. It's an all-in-one solution for thinning lips, keeping all-day hydration with ultra high shine, which is beautiful as a speaker. I want that high shine. So if you're anyone that has struggled with dry lips, I'm excited to share this solution with you. It's called City Lips. So if you're looking to have no dry or chapped lips, full and plump lips, beautiful ingredients like hyaluronic acid and peptides, I'm really excited to encourage you to lean in. So if you want fuller and plumper lips with City Lips, shop citybeauty.com. I get to share with you a 15% off site-wide with the code EMPOWERING. So if you go to citybeauty.com, you get a 15% off site-wide using the code EMPOWERING. That's EMPOWERING. And they even have a 60-day money-back guarantee policy. So I encourage you, lean in, take advantage of this beautiful product to help you have moist, plump, full lips. Thank you so much, Tech Team, for sharing that. And for anyone who's wondering, I am wearing City Lips right now as we speak and share. So it is definitely a product that I very much enjoy. Now, as we are coming back, I'm excited to introduce our next guest. You got to hear from him in our opening segment. And I know you're going to appreciate his heart, his spirit, and his energy as he shares with all of us today. His name is Sheldon Crocker. He's an international speaker, distinguished author. He's a powerful and distinguished author, an advocate for disability rights. He's a visionary behind Crocker's transformative thinking. He holds 3 college degrees, and he's the recipient of the Human Relations Award from his Dale Carnegie training. He is passionate about helping you recognize your inner greatness and shine. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Sheldon Crocker to the show. Welcome.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Excited to have you joining us. And I wanted to start our conversation of why is this work in speaking and writing and advocating for disability rights, why is this work so important for you?
Well, the big question right off the start. I would say that is very important for me, and I believe that it should be important for everybody, because most people that I know with disabilities are taken for granted. They're overlooked. They're not seen for who they truly are. They are only seen for their disability. And as for myself having a disability, which I don't really consider a disability. I have what I consider this ability to step outside my comfort zone, this ability to overcome obstacles. Mm-hmm. But I believe that it needs to be more advocacy done because, as I say, most people that I know of with disabilities are not given a fair shake in this world. They're not given a fair treatment. And more people needs to speak up and be heard.
And you are doing that, and I celebrate that and honor that. Thank you for sharing. And I love how you're focusing on the ability as well, and really the opportunities that are there and can be there with awareness and leaning in. And I know that one of the ways that you are standing in this space and really sharing powerfully is through your book. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your book and how it shares and talks about resilience?
Great. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. I've actually had 2 books published. One of them has been since we first talked, but the first one is called Keep On Walking. Keep On Walking, a journey of transformative inspiration. It's about offering a candid and compelling narrative of overcoming life's most challenging obstacles, demonstrating that no matter how difficult the path may be, it is always possible for all of us to find strength and purpose. It delves into my depths of addictions that I've been through. I've been homeless before, and the trauma of my childhood, and helping people to understand that they're not alone in their own struggles and their own challenges, and how resilience can be built. It's not necessarily you're born with resilience, but you can actually build it as you grow. So that's the first book, and the second one is called The Road to Resilience, a memoir of overcoming obstacles and adversity. And it delves into the profound impact of resilience in transforming lives, because I believe that we all have it inside of us to transform our lives if we want to bad enough. It shares the experiences of navigating the harsh realities of an abusive upbringing, battling addictions, and facing relentless hardships. So it's kind of what it is. It reveals strategies and mindset shifts that enable all of us to meet our challenges head on and build a life of strength, purpose, and achievement.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And one of the words we've been using a lot today, we've been talking about resilience, we've been talking about success. And I'd love for you to share, what is resilience to you, and why is it important and a key to success?
Right. Thank you. Another good question there. Arthrogryposis is the name of my disability, which limits my mobility, has been a significant part of my life. And it's taught me about being resilient. It taught me that no matter what, I need to keep going. I need to keep pushing forward. It taught me about the importance of adaptability and perseverance. Because if we don't persevere, if we're not adaptable to life situations, then we're not going to make it through. So we need to be able to keep going. And with resilience being what it is and how we can all grow through our challenges, I believe our challenges are actually our opportunities to grow and to become more resilient to face life's battles.
And so by facing it and building our resilience, how does this help us become successful, and how do you look at success?
Well, resilience is the foundation of a purposeful, fulfilling life, I believe. It's the ability to bounce back from difficulties. And when we develop resilience, we're better equipped to handle life's ups and downs and stay focused on what truly matters to us. What matters to me is not necessarily the same that matters to you, but it all takes a different perspective. Living with purpose, it means having a clear sense of direction and aligning your own actions with your own core values and beliefs. Resilience helps me to stay committed to my purpose, even when things get tough. It allows me to see challenges as opportunities, and I can overcome any, and we can all overcome any insurmountable obstacles that may not seem surmountable, but we can actually get over them and build resilience.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And I know another important aspect for you is gratitude. And so I'd love for you to share, how does gratitude tie into all of this?
I'm grateful. Well, I'm grateful, and we can all be grateful, I believe. And gratitude ties into this by looking at what life gives us and how it can be beneficial to us. So being grateful for the things as they are, knowing that things could always be worse, no matter how low down you may be.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So just keeping that perspective of gratitude as we navigate through can really encourage us on our way. And it shifts the energy, I think, too, to a space of gratitude. And that's more powerful and empowering than feeling lost or hopeless. So I love how we can shift that to gratitude. Now, another thing that you are passionate about is you're an advocate for disability rights. And I was thinking, as we're looking at the summer ahead, I already talked about checking in and showing up and taking center stage. Do you have a summer tip to help make celebrations and get-togethers and summer activities more inclusive for people that are differently abled? I know when we originally talked, we were looking at the new year and some of the things that we could make festivities more accessible or inclusive for all. And I was just curious if you had suggestions around doing that as we look at the summer and beyond into the end of the year.
Yes, for sure. Well, I know the area where I'm living in, there's a lot of heritage buildings, and they believe that the businesses believe that, because it's a heritage building, we don't need to make renovations. We don't need to put in ramps. We don't need to make things more accessible because it's a heritage building. It gives us a way out so that we don't need to do these things to spend money. Well, I believe that people need to take time to consider. It's not about the money, it's about inclusion, and it's about diversity, and it's about making sure that everybody is included. So that's just some of the things I believe is that we can actually come together and discuss how to make things easier for everybody.
Beautiful. Well, and I believe as we look out in the world, we have so many different journeys, different perspectives that we've gone on, different challenges that sometimes people can see, sometimes they can't see. And the more we can create opportunities to bring all of us forward, I think it's a richer place for all. We miss out when anyone is left behind or isn't able to participate. So I think it benefits all of us to have that opportunity to have our lives touched by so many people, to create pathways for us to come together and enrich each other. We all have such incredible value and insight and wisdom that we can bring to the journey for each other. I'd love to know your thoughts on that.
Yes, we all do have our own way of doing things. We all have our own thoughts on things, and it's good to be able to come together and get more than one perspective, because I notice a lot of times in a lot of places, things that are developed or designed for persons with disabilities, for example, is not even created by people with disabilities, or not even people with disabilities themselves are not even asked their opinions on different things. It's able-bodied people who are actually doing all of the work without even considering if this is actually going to be beneficial to the people or not. So I believe in bringing every voice together, including the ones that are actually going to be making use of the services.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And as our time together is coming to a close, it goes so quickly. I wondered if you had a final thought or share you wanted to bring forward today.
I sure do. Let me try to summarize as much as I can. Well, no matter what challenges you're facing, remember that resilience and transformative thinking can help you overcome and thrive. Embrace your unique journey and don't be afraid to take center stage in your own life. As a special thank you for tuning in, I'm offering actually a discount on my course. I believe that we all can adopt a resilient mindset and embrace transformative thinking, and we can all navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and confidence by surrounding ourselves with supportive people.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sheldon. I appreciate it. I can hear your heart and passion for so many in what you're sharing and bringing forward. So I thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on multiple books. So that was exciting to hear. And we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I want you to think about what Sheldon has shared and see what is speaking to your heart and spirit. And we will be back in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. voiceamericaempowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, the opportunity to really be still and listen and reflect on what Sheldon shared and what's speaking to your heart and spirit. And I want us to take a moment and look back at the beginning of our conversation today. And when you stopped and paused and reflected on what was important to you, what is it that you needed help with or support with to bring forward? And how has our conversation today added some things to your toolbox or supported you in bringing those things forward? At the end of the show, you're going to have a few minutes. We always end a few minutes before the hour. This gives you an opportunity to stop, pause, and reflect. And I want to invite you to take time to write down a couple of things you're going to do today, not someday, as a result of our time together, to really pause and drink in what is of support to you, so that as you step forward into the day, you're doing so on purpose and with purpose, in alignment with what's most important to you. We've talked about that tying into your success, having your actions align, and remembering how resilient you are, how powerful you truly are. Now, one of the tips I have learned in life is it's not a solo journey. You can get support along the way. And so we've tried to give you some of that in our time together today, but I also wanted to extend the opportunity for you to connect with our guests and go deeper. For those you resonated with and you want to connect with, have your pens ready. I'm going to have them share their contact information so you can connect and you can go deeper. So with that, Jana, I'd love for you to share what is the best way for us to connect in and go deeper.
I have a website. It's called Healing Your Secrets, all one word together, healingyoursecrets.com. I have a book called So Many Freaking Secrets, freaking with a apostrophe at the end.
Yep.
And that's now available on Amazon for Kindle, paperback, hardback, and eventually it'll be Audible.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Janet. I appreciate it.
Oh,
do you mind saying your website one more time just so everybody gets it?
Yes, it's healingyoursecrets.com. There is a place there where you can subscribe to a newsletter that I'm beginning, where I will send out blogs and ideas, and you can contact me. Also on that website is my email address and my phone number, and I do receive texts.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. And Sheldon, I'd love for you to share your contact information and just a little mention about your course, because I know you're extending a special opportunity to our listeners. So I'd love for you to share.
Yes, well, thank you for that. My course, it's called Unleash Your Greatness in Your Inner Strength. It's a 6-week empowerment journey designed to help individuals build resilience and discover their authentic selves. And it's through a combination of personal stories, practical exercises, and motivational insights. And it can be found on thinkific.com. And my contact information, well, my email address is sheldonscrocker@gmail.com. And I have my own website. It's sheldonstransformativethinking.com.
Perfect. And do you mind giving your website one more time?
sheldonstransformativethinking.com.
Perfect. I just always like to make sure everybody has a chance to write that down. And can they also get your books on Amazon or through your site?
Oh, yes. You can get them both places, actually. They can be found on Amazon. There's also a link on my website where you can click on, and that'll bring you to the Amazon website.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Sheldon. I appreciate it. And listeners, I hope that you wrote down that contact information. You can always listen to the replay if you missed any piece that is supportive or you want to listen to a certain section again. That's one of the reasons we love that it's recorded and shared out as a podcast. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and listening today. I invite you to take a few minutes at the end of our show today to drink in everything that serves. Breathe it in deeply. As you breathe out, release all that no longer serves, and choose your steps as you navigate forward this today and this coming week, that you're in alignment with those things that matter most to you. That's a key to success. Know that you are resilient. Remember all that you have overcome. And the biggest gift that you can give to the world is more of you. So be willing to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.